Hi everyone, it's Sarah. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. I am not going to give the FlossTube numbers anymore. I am pretty sure I'm going to forget at some point. I am, however, going to try to remember to give the date each time because that's helpful for me as well. So today is Friday, December 14th. Crazy. It is my sister's birthday, so happy birthday. My dad's birthday's in a few days. My sister-in-law's birthday's right after that. So December's kind of a crazy day, month, whatever for birthdays. And of course, you know, there's Christmas too. So lots of fun times in December. I made notes today, so if you see me look down, it's because I'm trying to make sure that I stay on track a little bit better than I have in the past. I first off wanted to say thank you to those that commented about the loss of my friend. It's been a hard time just kind of adjusting to the thought that she's no longer here. There's been lots of good conversation on Facebook among her friends and family, though, so that's been basically our fellowship. There is a memorial scheduled for next weekend, so we're gonna head down to Arkansas for that, and we were already planning on going down. We have a Christmas party that evening, so it's going to be a whirlwind of a day. But it's, yeah. I'm going to move on. But I really did want to say thank you to those that commented on it. I had a couple of comments about it. So a couple of episodes ago, I had talked about how I was going to answer the last couple of questions off of the Know Your Needleworker tag, and I failed to do so, so I have notes, so today I'm going to do that. Favorite TV show. This one I've watched mainly sitcoms. That's usually our go-to TV. Right now we're watching the last season of Big Bang Theory. We watch Speechless. We watch American Housewife. We watch The Good Place. The Good Place is one of our favorites. I don't know. There's a host of them that we watch, and it's just what we as a family prefer to watch together. We watch a lot of football right now. It's hockey season, so my husband's watching hockey when he can. And then, I mean, I've always watched sitcoms. Growing up, we watched sitcoms. We watched, you know, to kind of show my age a little bit. If the gray hair doesn't do it, I watched, as a kid, Happy Days and Three's Company, Who's the Boss, Growing Pains, all of that was on when I was a teenager. And that's pretty much, like, I've always liked sitcoms. And I've enjoyed watching them get smarter and funnier as they've aged. I really enjoyed, I didn't much care for the ending, but How I Met Your Mother, I liked how they would bring back kind of the ongoing joke and do nods back to previous episodes. That I thought it was a pretty smart sitcom. Like I said, I wasn't crazy about the ending, but yeah, that was one that I definitely enjoyed watching as it was on. Non-sitcoms that I've enjoyed, Psych and Eureka, I've watched both of those multiple times. Both, I mean, we watched, my husband and I watched them together, and then as our daughter got older, we watched them with her. And she seems to like them as well, so that's good. The other question that I hadn't answered yet is the one word that describes you best. Indecisive, maybe. I have a hard time making a decision. I have to research everything like crazy, and then I still have to take some time to finish. Another word that would describe me is probably chaotic. I am a walking mess. I am disorganized. I try real hard. I really do, but it's not something that comes naturally to me. So, and you may see as I work on cross-stitch projects how that might be true. But like the bag of, you know, you saw the bag of floss last week that I have no idea where it came from. So yeah, I don't have, I'm going to move on to cross stitch now. I don't have any whips this week. I have stuff I'm working on, but it is secret stuff. So I don't really have any of those. I do have a new start. And that is, we talked about my friend Sandy, and I had got, I should have been, like I said, disorganized. I should have had this ready to go, but I did not. Trying to find the photo right here. It is Summer. It's the mini version of Summer. And this is what I had picked. I'm trying to get it to focus. There we go. What I had picked to do for my friend Sandy, and kind of a memorial to her. And so I had talked about that a little bit my last FlossTube episode. I went and got, I said that I was planning on going and getting fabric. The only store that we really have local to us is Hobby Lobby, so I bought just a 22 count Hardinger from Hobby Lobby, just because I really wanted to get started on it right there and then. So I have a small start on it, but I do have a start. So this is pretty much, let me see if I can get it all in there. That is pretty much the full width of it. I've got most of the stitches done on the top row. I'm just kind of working left to right, top to bottom. That's my plan with this one. I'm going to change it up. The other one I'm using the working method, but I wanted to change this up, my other full coverage, I should say. So I wanted to change this up and do that. So yeah, that's what I got started on that. I'm not sure how much I'm going to get to work on it this week because, you know, secret projects, but yeah, I'm happy with having gotten a good start on that, or a start on that. And then my other one is not a new start, but a restart. The other thing I've been working on. I showed you this last week. Messed this all up. So that I had messed up my counting. I made this tree and the snowman too low, and I was trying to decide whether or not I wanted to rip out part of the frame and recenter him, because I definitely had room to move the frame down. But the more I thought about it, I was like, you know what, I'm not happy with the fabric, and so I decided I was going to just restart it on a different fabric. So I will show you this is from Christmas Ornaments 2008, just cross stitch ornament issue. I am going to show you the going the wrong way there. It is Let It Snow by Country Cottage Needleworks. Right there. I think he's cute. I still haven't decided if I'm going to do the silver for the stars or just do like the little white snowflakes. I haven't decided that yet. I do not have Krennic or Light Effects in that color, I don't believe. I know I don't have Light Effects. I only have like one gold Light Effects, and I think I've used it once and I have not touched it since. So I don't know what I'm going to do there yet. But my new start, when I was at Hobby Lobby, I got some linen. This is the Artis brand, which is Weigert according to this. It calls for, I think, flax. Of course, I'm very limited in my choices, so I picked up the natural. I like that it's a little darker. If you can see, the white doesn't show up super well. It's okay. It's okay, but it is a little bit darker, and I'll show you the progress I've made on that one. Ooh. Oops, I had that one unzipped and I zipped it back. So this is what I've got done on this so far. I redid the frame. I'm dropping stuff. Redid the frame. Trying to see what I'm doing. Got the tree done and started on the snowman. So yeah, I really like it better on this fabric anyway. So it's been a long time since I've done 2/2. I've been mostly doing 1/1 or 2/1 depending on the size. Obviously, when I do 18 count, I'm doing 2/1. But yeah, even even the small, like the snowman that I showed last week that I had finished was 1/1. So yeah, I like this much better, and I'm glad that I made the decision to switch fabrics. I'm really hoping to do something 1/1 on this fabric. I haven't decided what yet. So that's really all I've been working on, other than secret stuff that I can't show you. So you know, that'll be something that I'll show after I've given the stuff. I did try to dye my own floss. I wanted to try it. Just had been watching some videos, and I had some food coloring laying around, so I went and got a couple of white flosses just to try it out. My hair is doing some weird things. Okay. So I did this. Sorry, it's not really pretty-fied yet. It's just kind of rolled up, but I like the color. I mean, I had hoped that it was going to turn red, but like I said, I was just using stuff I had on hand. So I did that one. It's a nice little bubblegum pink. There's not really a lot of variation in it. It's got some, and it's going to be really hard to show you, but cat just knocked something over. That's what happens. There's a little bit of variation in it. I got a lot more variation in this one. I started with a pink, and then I went to a kind of a lavender color. So there's some brighter and more purpley areas. But it's still pretty pink. And then this one is my failed attempt. I started with it wasn't ecru, but it was close. It was kind of a cream base one that I just had kind of a little bit of a skein laying around. And I tried to do some more variation. I'm not real happy with the variation, because I've mostly got this pink, this kind of light pink color, but then I have these like bright pops, but not very much of them, so I don't know how much it would show up in an actual project. And then very, like, as you go through, there's some like almost grayish purplish colors in it. So this was by far probably my worst attempt, but this was the last one I did, so go figure. I was just trying some stuff out. I want to try to do more hand-dyed stuff, but I am super out of focus. Let's see if it finds me again. Hello. There we go. I'd like to try to do some more hand-dyed stuff, but I want to try to get some different supplies to do it. So yeah, I did that, and then let me show you. So this is the project bags I've been using for almost everything. And I know that I talked about how I've been doing these full coverages. This is the mini summer. And you can see that I don't have very much of the floss in it at all. And it is super tight. So if I get more floss, and I'm running into it with the King of the Jungle one, where it's just really hard to zip because there's so much floss in it. So I went on Amazon and I ordered, I'll show you in comparison. I ordered bigger bags like that. I would love to get some of the project bags like the people are making, or make some myself. I do sell a little bit. But right now it's just not. I needed to get something that I could get right now, and that was in my budget, and it's Christmas time, so I'm not spending just a ton of money on myself. So yeah, in comparison, I've got, oh man, I want to say this is an A4. I want to say this is an A, I don't remember. I'll link it. I'll link the bags in the description below, just so y'all can find it. But yeah, it gives me a few more inches on both sides, so this should fit my bigger full coverage projects pretty good. And I've got 5 of those now, so I'm going to limit my full coverage to that. I don't know if I'm going to get to that, or bigger ones. Like if I decide to do, I have some Teresa Winslow patterns I want to do, the big samplers that call for a ton of threads. So yeah, I want to do the castle sampler. It's on one of the top of my wish lists things to do. And then I also, while I was at it, I ordered some more of the A4 size. And I like these because it has more colors in them than what the other bags have. The other bags that I have were basically these colors that come here. So the blue, yellow, green, red. I think there's 2 different blues in here. Yeah, there's like a light blue and a dark blue, I think. So those are basically the same colors. So I got these because they were a little more. I could have gotten 20 of the other ones. Would have been like 4 of each color for cheaper than what I paid for this. But I like that this has some more color variation. It has orange, it has purple, which happen to be my daughter and husband's favorite colors. So if I'm working on a project for them, it's easy for me to be like, oh, I'm going to pull out the orange one and it's going to be for my husband, or I'm going to pull out a purple one and it's going to be for my daughter. It does have some of the same colors. It has the blue and the red. I think there's a black in here too, which I don't have. And I want to say, I'm not sure that there's another color, but I'm not seeing it. So at least 3 more colors. Maybe a white in here. That might be what I'm thinking of. But like I said, I'm just not seeing it. But yeah, so at least 3 more colors that give me more variation. I did have a specific reason for buying more of these, which I will get into, but it won't be yet. So it has to do with some 2019 stuff I will talk about. Probably not my next video. Maybe. I don't know if I'm going to record next week. It's I don't know how much I'm going to have to share because I'm definitely going to be working on surprises. But we'll see. I might share some other stuff, depending. So, but yeah, sometimes as we get closer to 2019, I'll kind of share why I bought 16 more bags. and then, yeah, that's pretty much it. I haven't, like I said, I don't have a lot usually to share. I did buy some more flosses, which I did not show, but it was stuff. I had to buy some flosses to start the mini summer. And in fact, I have another list of flosses that I need to go ahead and get going on the next little bit. So, I just buy a few at a time because it's easier that way. First of all, I don't want to spend like an hour at the floss stand trying to figure out all of the flosses I need and all of the stains I need, and I'm not going to worry too much about dye lots because I'm buying them all pretty close together. Hopefully. We'll see. I say that, but I mean, I'm hoping that I get everything done within the next, like the stuff I start on now, I'm hoping to finish within a couple of years, sort of thing. I don't know. I mean, obviously I don't have a great track record because I'm still working on stuff that I started 18 years ago. So, but yeah, I did want to, like I said, I want to talk about a FlossTube tuber each week. I've been watching a lot of Sunshine Stitchers. I mean, I watched their first video when it came out, and I've been watching them as they come out. So, I enjoy watching the 3 of them. It's EJ and Celia and Gary. So if you haven't, take a look at their channel. I enjoy watching the 3 of them together. Sheila is not always there. She travels a bit more than the other 2 do. One time it was just the 2 of them, and then I want to say another time they had a guest from their cross stitch group come and join them. So that was fun, just seeing somebody else from their area come in and talk about what she's done. Gary is amazingly quick, so you get to see finishes all the time from him. So that's exciting to me. I like that. I am not a fast stitcher. I am pretty slow, and I don't stitch as much as I would like to. Just sometimes, yeah, I mean, this right here that I showed you earlier, it's probably 3 knots worth of stitching for me. So I'm not super fast. It takes me a while to get somewhere. But that's okay. I enjoy the stitching part of it, as much as anything else. So I am okay with that. So my game of the week is Forbidden Island. And there is a major glare on that. It is a cooperative family game. It is by Matt LeBlanc. Not Matt LeBlanc. Oh my goodness. Why did I even say that? Why am I not seeing his name on it? Matt Leacock. Wow. I did say that I like sitcoms, right? So, you gotta misspeak sometimes, right? So, anyway, Forbidden Island by Matt Leacock. It is the same guy who did Pandemic, if you're familiar with Pandemic. It is often called Pandemic Light. It is kind of a family-friendly or easier version. And it comes in a tin, which is not my favorite thing. They tend to get banged up a little bit, but this one has hold its shape pretty much. And the idea is that you have been stranded on an island and it is sinking. And you have to figure out a way to collect the treasure. So you're like trying to get all of these treasures. That's why you're here in the first place. And then get off the island before it sinks. And you have kind of these tiles that act as your island. You place them out. They have a guide on how you place them out. And they're randomly placed out, but there's like a diagram on how you do. And then there's also some extra ones, so if you want to change it up a little bit. And then if you notice, so the artwork's very pretty. There's your Fool's Landing. That is the spot you have to get to before you can leave, and then you all have to like helicopter off the island before it sinks. Some of them have these ponds in the bottom, and that's where you start at if you're that color. The Copper Gate had the green one. I think there's 6 different colors in here. 1, 2, 3, yeah, 6 different colors, and every player has kind of an ability that is different from other players. There are cards that, of course, they're buried. There are cards that explain it. So, like the Messenger allows you to give treasure cards, which I'll go into in just a second, to anybody. They don't have to, usually have to be on the same space as them. Maybe an adjacent space, I can't quite remember. But this allows you to give a treasure to anybody on the island, or treasure card. And the idea, so one of the island spaces, actually 2 have these treasures for each treasure. There's 4 different treasures, so there's 8 treasure tiles on the island. And in order to get the treasure, you have to have treasure cards, which I can show you. So there is, this is a different treasure. This is but if your treasure cards, let me see if I can find. See, unorganized. I should have had this set up. So there's the treasure card that goes with that treasure. You have to have 4 of the treasure cards and be on that space to collect the treasure. And as you're playing through, you'll draw cards. You start with some of these. These are sinking. So this is okay. This is sinking, and then if that card's drawn again, it disappears. So you have to really make sure, it's kind of a puzzle. You have to make sure that you keep your treasures that you haven't got yet open. Fool's Landing has to be up, or you're not going to be able to escape the island. So it's just a matter of trying to puzzle out how to get cards to each other, because you all start with cards. You can draw cards at the end of your turn, and you have to figure out how to get cards to other people, so everybody has... So the one person that's picking up the treasure has all of the cards, because one person has to have all 4 cards in order to pick it up. And then there's some helpful cards so that you can end up drawing. So like Sandbox allows you to shore up, which means to flip it from the sinking side back over to the non-sinking side. So a Fool's Landing is looking like it might be sinking your next turn. You can use this in order, and they can be used by anybody at any time. So you don't have to worry about who has those cards. There's an airlift card that allows people to fly. Helicopter lift, sorry. So yeah, there's different helpful cards, but then there's also a Waters Rising card. Which of course I can't find because I'm looking for it. There it is. So basically, as this goes, you're going to draw more if you look. So each of the tiles has a corresponding card, and this is how they sync. I'm doing a horrible job explaining this, I'm sorry. But as these cards are drawn, you'll start flipping over or taking away the tiles on your sinking island. As you progress in the game, you'll see these, which means that your the water is rising. You're going to draw more cards, flood more island tiles. There's a tracker, so you can start on different modes. You can start easy is down here at the bottom, so it just gives you more turns before things get. It's challenging, especially as when you start playing. My daughter hasn't figured out, so we keep it because I have a gaming group and it's a great game to introduce to families, but it's not one that the three of us pull out because we've kind of, my daughter definitely has solved the puzzle, and so it's not really challenging to her. And then I'm going to show you my favorite part of the game, and that is it comes with little mini treasures. So there's your, I'm going to shake the table a little bit. So whenever you actually collect a treasure, you're actually getting this little piece to put beside you. So that's pretty fun. I like that. That's my favorite part. And like I said, it's co-op. So this is a game that's kind of fun to play with new players because it's co-op. You can help people learn how to play the game as you're playing, which is nice. You don't have to worry about whether or not you explained everything well enough and that somebody's going to be at a disadvantage because you didn't explain something correctly. It's also good to play with younger kids that they're just learning how to play games, because there's minimal reading to begin with, but even if they're ready for games like this, strategy games, and can't read, you can help whatever needs to be reading. Obviously, all of the tiles and cards have some reading on it, and they have their own individual pictures, but it's definitely easier to deal with the reading. But yeah, it's one that I highly recommend. It's like $20 at full price, so and you can often get it for cheaper. So I think we probably actually bought this one at full price because we bought it from our local game store where we lived at the time. But yeah, I've seen it on Amazon for as low as $10. I've bought gifts for people for as low as $10. So it's a good game to give as a family gift for Christmas if you're still looking for some last minute gifts. Yeah, that's really all I have for today. Sorry, I feel like I'm rambling big time, but I will try to be back next week, but if not, I'll be back after Christmas and show you all those secret surprises I've been stitching on, hopefully. Hopefully I can get everything finished that I want to get finished. I'm close, I think. But yeah, that's really all I have for you today. I just wanted to say thank you for watching, and I hope if I don't see you before that you have a very Merry Christmas, and I will talk to you later. Bye.